Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Veronica and I run a small business called Looping Teddies. And one of my favorite things to do with my small business is to sell at market events. I've done a total of 7 market events so far this year and I have another 7 coming up. So I really love doing markets and I've kind of improved my booth here and there and kind of upgraded here and there. Recently I got another table for my booth, and while I'm really happy with how my booth looks right now, there's definitely some things that I could improve on. So I thought I would take you guys along with me for that and share with you how I am planning to improve my booth and my setup for market events for my fall and winter season. So let's look at the setup of my booth first. So here's a little clip from my last market event that was on the last day of August and the 1st of September. So here's the clip. So while I really love my booth setup right now, I still defined 5 parts of my booth that could use a little improvement. So let's get into them. The first thing I really want to improve on is personalized packaging. So I've come to the realization that a lot of other vendors use personalized packaging to kind of get themselves more out there and to kind of make more of a name for themselves at the event. So when people purchase something from you, personalized packaging can help other customers notice your booth or your stall more, because people walk around and basically do free marketing for your brand. So what I currently use for packaging is just basic brown paper bags. I got a 100 pack of these off of Amazon and I'm still not nearly out of them. So not everybody gets packaging, but the people who do, I want them to have branded packaging that has my logo on it, just to get myself out there more. And the way I want to do my personalized packaging is by putting on stickers onto my bags. And this is where today's sponsor comes in, because I recently got sent the MUNBYN 130B thermal printer, and with the package included I got some shipping labels. So just basic white shipping labels that you would normally use for shipping your packages, but I think I could use them really well for personalizing my bags. And I've actually already drawn up a design in the MUNBYN app, so let me get that out right now. I've already saved it in my app. So here it is. I will put a picture up on screen of the label that I designed, and I want to print that out with my thermal label printer now and just stick it onto the bag. And that is some really easy, nice, personalized packaging that I can do without breaking the bank or anything like that. So let's print out the labels and stick them onto the bag. as you just saw, I printed out my labels and sticked them onto the bags. And now I have some really nice and easy customized packaging that I can use for my market events. And the best thing is that I can easily just print out more labels when I run out of my personalized bags. And I can just use them over and over and over again and personalize my packaging. Really easy for that. So we already improved the booth in one aspect, so let's move on to the next one. So the next thing I want to improve on are actually my wristlets. So here they are. I make these in currently 6 different colors. These are just like basic simple wristlets that I crochet, and I add a little bit of hardware on here where you can just put your keys on. And the way I display them right now is just plain like this. And at my last market, these were actually kind of a hit, but I think I could improve on their display even more because, as I said, I don't have tags or anything on them currently. And at my last market, I was talking to a customer and she was looking at the wristlets and we were kind of just chatting. And I mentioned to her that the material used for this is actually 100% recycled cotton. So I used this kind of yarn, and as it says, it's 100% recycled cotton. And this is what ended up making her buy the wristlet, because she was really happy about that, and she bought a wristlet for her daughter, and she said that her daughter really loves sustainability and sustainable materials. And up until this point, I hadn't really thought about the fact that this being 100% recycled might actually be a thing that pushes people to buy the item, because it is recycled and it is more sustainable than anything new. So I think that I want to design some tags for my wristlets where I kind of point out this fact. So what I will be using for that is I have this packing paper strip roll. I don't even know where I got this from, but this is what I will be using, so I can just easily cut them and make like little tags like this. And for printing on, I will use my thermal labels. These are just like plain little white labels, and I will now go ahead and design a little tag for these wristlets that kind of explains their materials and what it is. So I have not done that yet, so I will hop on Canva now and design a little sticker that I can put onto my tags for these wristlets, and I will show it to you once I'm finished with that. Okay, so I have now designed the tags for the wristlets, and I kept the design pretty clean and simple. It's just basically my logo and a little sentence that this wristlet is made from 100% recycled cotton. Of course, again, this sentence will be in German, since that is the language that most of my customers speak, because that is where I'm based. And then I also added a little image of 2 hands holding up an earth. I thought that would really be a little bit of an eye catcher, that this is made from recycled materials. So I'm super happy with this. I wanted to keep it nice and clean and give it a more sophisticated look, because the wristlets are not so much catered towards children as my other products are. So I wanted to give it more like a grown-up look. So now what I will do is hook up these stickers into my thermal label printer, and then we will print out 20 of these for now, because currently really need to stock up on my wristlets because I sold quite a lot of these at my last market, but 20 is a good starting point for now. And then we will figure out how to make the actual label out of this. I didn't want to buy anything new because I have quite a lot of these packaging materials from other projects that I was pursuing before my crochet business, and I want to use them up before investing in new stuff, just to save some money and also resources. So this is what we will do now, and I will take you guys along for that. so as you just saw, I printed out my stickers for labeling my wristlets, and then I was figuring out how I wanted to do the labels. So I switched it up a couple of times, but now I'm super happy with how it looks. Like, this looks so professional. I have the little saying up on front, and then my logo is on the back, and you can still kind of slide it up and down if you wanted to look at the whole wristlet, but it's all still very tight and snug and looks very professional now. So I'm super happy about this. So tagging my wristlets is done. I also realized that I really need to restock on those. I currently only have 12 more of them, and I sold 3 at my last market, so I should definitely make some more of them because they're just such quick and easy makes, and they also target a different audience than a lot of my plushies do. So I'll leave a link to these down in the description below because I think this ties really nicely into a plushie booth, but also attracts other customers as well. I also wanted to take a moment and thank MUNBYN again for sending me over their thermal label printer and so many different labels. They really offer 1,000,001 uses to me and my small business. They offer so many options to quickly customize your booth and kind of make it more professional. So I will definitely leave some links down in the description below if you are interested in anything, and there are also some discount codes down there, so definitely check them out. And let's move on to the next thing. So we finished tagging the wristlets, so my booth is already improving, and now we will move on to the next thing, which actually kind of ties into the wristlet tagging. So the way I display my wristlets is I have a really nice pegboard stand that my boyfriend built for me. I will put a picture up here of what it looked like at my last market, and I really love this pegboard, and I think that this was one of the reasons why my wristlets did so well they did last time, because displays really make a huge difference in the way your customers perceive your items and also the way they value your items. So if I was just putting my wristlets into like a little box and just displaying them like that, nobody would notice that I even had them because I mostly sell plushies. But having them displayed very prominently on a big, really nice pegboard stand really makes them stand out more. And especially because I had them at the very back of my booth. So I have a Z formation in my booth going on because I have 3 tables now, and I kind of put the biggest one at the front, then I put the 2 smaller ones kind of in the Z, and the pegboard was located in the very back of my booth. So it was kind of like an eye catcher to kind of convince people to step into my booth, because I have noticed that a lot of people will look at the stuff at the front of my booth but never step into the booth, because it kind of feels more daunting to step into a vendor booth than kind of browse at the front. So that is why I want some really nice, bright, clean displays at the back of the booth that still attract customers to kind of be convinced to get closer. And when they're looking at this very prominent display, they might also look at the stuff around it and give the back of my booth just a bit more attention. So I will be focusing on my pegboard next. And as I said, I'm already really happy with this pegboard. It's really nice and bright wood. But I think that branding my pegboard would make it stand out even more. So that is what I have already prepared. So I will get my pegboard out now and kind of explain to you what I want to do with it. So let's go. Okay, so this is what my pegboard looks like right now. I have to attach the bottom part to it so it stands up by itself. So I have just these 2 pieces like this that kind of slide in here at the bottom. Just like this, and then it stands up by itself, and it's super sturdy. It's never fallen or anything like that. It's never swayed in the wind or anything like that. And now I want to add at the top here, I want to add my lettering, and I've already prepared that. So I have already cut that out and painted that part. So I guess I could show that to you right now. So I just have some little letters like this, and I will put them up on my pegboard
like so, and I can just write out my looping teddies. So I will go through these letters and kind of lay them out and lay this one flat as well. I'm really interested to see how well the letters will stick onto the pegboard, because this is already like finished surface, so it's really sturdy and waterproof, but not sure how well the glue will stick to that. But we will see about that. I will now get all these letters out and kind of lay them out on the pegboard, and then we will go ahead and glue them onto there. So I will now, of course, have to wipe up the excess glue, kind of pressed out at the sides, but this is what it looks like so far. So super happy with that. Okay, so I've now let it dry for an hour so that the pieces are really glued on there. And I also put up the wristlets onto the pegboard. So this is the final look of the new pegboard. So definitely a huge improvement on that. Okay, so my pegboard and my wristlets are now new and improved, and I'm really curious to see if and how that improves sales and attention that these items get at my next market. But now I want to move on to the next thing that I want to do to improve my booth. And that one is kind of a big one. So as you probably know, if you've been to my channel before, I have a lot of mini items, so plushies that I sell for 5 or 6 euros each. Some examples for that would be my baby octos, or my mini chicks with hats, or my baby whales. So these items I usually sell without keychains because I personally think that they're cuter as little desk buddies, and that's what I personally would get one for. But I've been asked quite a lot of times before if I was able to put these items onto keychains, and I've actually done that before at a couple of my markets. So there's definitely a demand for these mini items but in keychain version. So what I now want to do is put up a little sign, or design a little sign that says that all of my mini items can be made into a keychain. And what I will do for that is I will increase the price for the keychain slightly, just because I have to put the hardware on, so the hardware is one cost. The other thing is my labor at the market, so it actually increases my work
time for those mini items, but I really want to do that, especially for like slower markets, because then I actually have the time to put the keychains onto the mini items. So I want to design a little sign, and I currently have a couple of signs at my market stall already. So I have one that says that I accept card payments, and another one that says that all of my items are handmade. So these are my signs that I currently have, and I actually have a third stand that currently has nothing in it. I used to have a sign in here that I was doing custom orders as well, but I found that the sign didn't increase my custom orders, so I was getting custom orders whether I had that sign out or not. So I would rather use this sign for something that might improve my sales in the long run. So that's why I'm deciding to switch out the sign into a new one for the keychains. So what I will do now is hop onto Canva yet again and design a little sign, and we will print it out, cut it, and put it in here. And then in the next step, I think that I should put a couple of my mini items on keychains already and display them on my pegboard as well below the wristlets, so that people kind of know what these mini items look like on a keychain. And they can add keychains to every single color, because I have quite a lot of colors in all of the mini items, so I will not put every single color of every single mini item on a keychain before the market, but rather do that at the market, and people can pick out their mini item, and then I will put it on a keychain right then and there. So that sign is the next thing that we will design and put it in here. Okay, so now here's the little sign that I designed and printed. And I printed it onto like some sturdier paper than just regular paper. And now we have to cut it out and put it in here. And a fun fact, I'm actually not all that great at cutting straight lines, so we will see how this goes, and I will try my very best. Okay, so I now have a new sign, and I actually cut some pretty straight lines on that one, so I'm super proud of myself. And I think that I will not put my mini plushies on keychains right now. I think I will do that at my next market and kind of try it out. So that will be a thing that you will have to stay tuned for my next market vlog. So, and now I want to get into the final thing I want to change in my booth, to give my booth a little bit of a glow up for the fall and winter season. And this one is kind of a different one than the other ones. So the other improvements that I did were more to make my booth more attractive, or more to sell more at my shows. And this one kind of goes into a different direction, because this one is me completely changing the way I price tag my items. So this is not to improve the look of my booth. This is more so to improve my market prep effectiveness. So one of the things that takes the most time when I'm market prepping is tagging all of my items. And I have underestimated the time it takes me to tag my items so often, and it takes me so much time. And for the fall and winter season, I really don't have a lot of time to tag all of my items. So I have been looking into a different way that I could price my items, and I will now try out some new price tags. So let's go. I got these price tags off of Amazon, and it's a 500 pack of them. They're pretty tiny, but the thing that is super great about them is that they have the little string already attached to the tag. So this will hopefully save me a lot of time. I will now unpack it, and it's a super loud plastic packaging. So this is what one of these little tags look like. So there's a little string already attached. I can just go into my plushie with my hook and kind of pull through on this tag. and I would write just the price on these, but as you probably know by now, me being based in Germany comes with a lot of regulatory stuff that I have to put on my price tags. So first of all, I have to put my name on there. I have to put the washing instructions on there, and then the CE sign, and then what I want to put is the price. So there's quite a lot of information that I have to put on there, and putting the CE sign on there also requires me to actually print out my tags because I can't really draw that on. So I thought of a way that I could still use these price tags, but being able to print on them. The thing that I came up with were some labels that I could print on, and they're the same size as the tags, and I can just print on these and then stick the sticker onto the tag and then attach the tag to my plushie. But I don't have to handwrite onto the tags anymore, and I can just easily hook them in without having to actually tie a knot with a string of yarn and then cut the yarn and all of that stuff that I've been doing before. So this will really help me reduce the time I spend on each plushie while tagging. And the best thing is that these tags already came with a template that I could just fill out with the design of my tags, and I didn't have to design all of this into like a Word document or something like that. So it came with the template for that as well. And I've already designed the template, so I would print out the first sheet of them now, and then we will try out these new tags and attach them to some plushies and kind of like see if it actually takes less time, because that would be such an amazing thing for me and my business, because I am so tired of these tags and tying them onto my plushies. So okay, so I printed out my stickers and it worked perfectly. So they are exactly aligned with the actual like sticker part, and I designed a front and a back because I could not get all of the information to fit on one side. And I now have my first victims for these price tags. So I have quite a lot of these mini chicks right here, and they all need new price tags. So I will now go ahead and stick the stickers onto the labels, and then we will tag the plushies. Okay, so as you just saw, I tried out my new tags for my plushies, and it was honestly so much fun to put the little stickers onto the tags and then also to tie them on here. And also I think this looks a little bit more professional than my old tags because they were really big, and this one looks like an actual price tag. So I'm actually super happy, and it kind of surprised me because it actually does look even more professional and will help my booth as well. So that's something I didn't even think of when designing or planning out all of this. So these were the 5 things that I wanted to do before my fall and winter season to give my booth a glow up. I can't wait to hear down below in the comments what your favorite improvement that I did to my booth is, and also leave me any other suggestions or ideas down in the comments below as well. And I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again next week for another video. So until then, bye.